Hello, hello, Alice. Welcome back. We have a very familiar face here at the table this evening. You know him, you love him. It is the one and only Michael Carter joining us.
Thank you for having me, Alex. Always a pleasure.
It you're one of my favorite guests, one of probably, if not the record holder for most appearances. You're definitely up there for sure.
One of those technically isn't an appearance though, because I came in and did not realize we were videoing, and so I, like a fucking diva, was like, audio only. The people can't see me like this.
I don't remember it quite like that.
That's how I remember it. Obviously, I didn't say it like that, but internally, that's what was
The
going
part
on.
you left out is that you hit me. You slapped me
Well,
around.
yeah. Well, hey, what does the police report say?
Who were they gonna
Uh
believe?
huh. Uh huh.
But we're here under important pretense. First of all, you recently got engaged.
I sure did.
Congratulations on
Yep.
that.
In a beautiful scenic Cancun, Mexico. I just wanted to get it done before the tariffs hit. I didn't want my ring to get taxed. I grabbed onto a circumstance. Never in my mind did I think I'm going to get engaged in Mexico until leading up to the event.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And then other news. Holy Ghost,
Mm-hmm.
Young Robot's new single, along with the new music video coming out.
They're both dropping on Friday, the first of several releases coming out this year. Keeping the wheel churning, creative
Hell yeah.
energy flowing.
Um, we were talking earlier about splitting your attention
Mm-hmm.
across different projects.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see you thriving and focused on yourself and your projects.
Yeah, it was a harsh lesson, but thankfully, years of being a token bass player for like 6 or 7 bands at a time taught me that just being busy and playing music does not good music make.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's got to be something that your heart's in for sure.
You know, we only have so much time, both in a depressing way and in a non-depressing way. And I do believe that people are capable of whatever they want to put their mind, time, and energy to. But I think part of successful manifestation or like conjuring anything you want while we're here kind of involves you learning what your resource avail- resource availability is and just knowing yourself to the point of like what you can actually accomplish.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times we don't know what our limits are. Like we tell ourselves we can do more than what being
Mm-hmm.
honest with ourselves about.
There's a give and take there. Have you listened to any Neville Goddard stuff?
Mm-mm.
Okay. He's a big believer in like kind of the earliest documented form of the secret esque pseudoscience in terms of just like if I do enough and focus on this one thing enough, it will eventually come to me. Basically, the law of attraction, but with like a more reasonable set of rules around it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that being said, I'm a big believer in order to get to a certain point, depending on your own anxieties and issues, you have to believe you can get there. Otherwise, you're not going to head there. But there is a certain, it's a crossover between like wanting something and thinking it's achievable and also realizing you exist within real world parameters that you have to operate in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only limitations are physics.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do anything you set your mind to, but like you're talking about within the realms of what is and isn't possible.
Or is it that way because we've trapped our minds into thinking that because there's no other way to see around it?
It's either that I can't fly, like levitate,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how bad I want to, or I can't fly because I know that I can't. It's kind of what you're saying. So if you knew that you could fly, you could fly.
Well, you can fly, just be kind of short.
You can fly. We're not flying.
You're gonna fly for a few seconds.
We're falling with style.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think they call it base jumping now.
That's pretty based jumping.
Shout out to Little B, the base god.
Lil B, the bass god.
He blessed Timothy Chalamet, and I hope he blesses me one day.
Who's Little B?
Oh, I wish I knew more about him. It makes me feel lame that I name dropped and reference him. Um, he's just a weird internet rapper kind of thing, but not in like the cool way, like JPEG Mafia. Do you know Viper?
Mm-mm.
Okay. It's one of those things where it's like so bad it's good, if that makes sense. Like the
Yeah, yeah,
production's
yeah.
weird, his style is kind of strange. And if we went to Cobra and saw it, we would not stay in the room. But for some reason, it's like garnered a fan base and like an entire culture around it. And I don't know the mythos, but he is Little B, the bass god.
Hell yeah.
And when Timothy Chalamet got interviewed by Nardwuar, he said that all the good things in his life that have happened to him happened after the bass god blessed him.
Oh shit.
Coincidence?
Oh my God.
Checkmate, atheists.
Dude, that's crazy. I have
Mm-hmm.
to see that.
Mm-hmm.
What was Timothy Chalamet doing on Nardwuar? Does he do music?
He does now
Okay.
because
What
he
kind of
had to for
music
the
does
Bob
he
Dylan
do?
movie.
Oh,
He
okay.
he performed on SNL a weekend or two ago.
Huh. What kind of stuff he's doing? Like Bob Dylan?
I have no idea.
Okay. You just know
I
that
make I
he's
make
doing
it I
music.
make it into the monologue of SNL, and then I see where the writing's at, and I'm like, oh, good. I'm just gonna watch TikTok clips. Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
Yeah. It's pretty not good. I don't even know who's on there anymore. Is Keenan Thompson still there?
Oh hell yeah,
Are
dude.
they ever gonna let this man retire?
No,
They
because he exists there to connect us from all that all the way to now. He's
Mm,
the only piece of culture that
yeah.
has stayed true to form since I've been in elementary school.
Yeah.
And I need that.
He kind of like doesn't age either.
Nope. He could be a clone. I don't fucking know. It is what it is.
Yeah. This is like the 18th Keenan Thompson.
Mm-hmm. Uh have you seen any Bong Joon-ho movies?
Mm-mm.
Parasite?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Parasite, Snowpiercer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same
I didn't
director.
know this name,
Yeah.
but I love this director.
Yeah. He's got a new movie with Robert Pattinson in it that's kind of like, I believe it's just a soldier that keeps getting cloned over and over again. It's called Mickey 17.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm
I want to
sold.
watch it.
Yeah.
You gonna stop this and go watch it?
Yeah. We'll see you next week, Alice. But before that, I want to know more about this. And I know you said you don't actually know much about it, but is there a Trevor Moore conspiracy that you're aware of?
So the musings I've seen on Reddit and other parts of the internet are hinting at like maybe he was revealing too much eternal esoteric knowledge through his music videos. Because I'm pretty sure it was you that showed me the music video where he talks to DMT elves.
Yeah, that was, I think, from his special, wasn't it?
I don't know.
But yes, I
Okay.
remember this.
And then there's another clip I've seen going around where he meets the Anunnaki and they're revealing to him how things work.
Whoa. And then,
So it becomes
wow.
it becomes the edge of conspiracy. Like there's also like it sucks that like doing any cool conspiratorial thinking or musing like gets grouped into like QAnon and that now. Like
Yeah.
that aspect of culture was forever taken from us. But
Yeah. I mean, yeah, conspiracy theory has a very bad,
mhm.
like that word incites a level of like hate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not really fair.
But there's different areas of conspiracy theory, right? There's the government conspiracy theory. There's like the level up from that where it becomes the Illuminati and people pushing us
And
to
then
towards a
there's
new world
like
order.
Jew lizards above
There
that,
we go. There
like
we
Jewish
go.
space
Yeah,
lasers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Davidic, Davidic-esque. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm somewhere between like two.
yeah, that's yeah, okay. I'm just imagining a doctor's office visit where you like select your level of conspiracy. How are you feeling today? I'm
Oh,
feeling lizard people.
you want to hear about conspiracy theories regarding that? I keep getting ads for BetterHelp
Mm-hmm.
and the National Guard. Not things I've looked
Inside of you
into.
is two wolves.
They're like, dude, either enlist or get help. Holy
Uh-huh.
shit.
Uh-huh.
But like these are not things I've looked up, you know. But they just really, if there is an agenda, they're like, dude, calm down or like fight on our side, please.
I would really be curious into the science behind it because somehow my algorithm knows when I think I'm losing my hair or my hair is thinning. Sometimes it knows when I'm feeling overweight.
What if you make a specific face and it's like facial recognition?
Uh, I hope not. Because
And
there's a particular face my phone has seen way too much that's just going to not, it's not going to end well. That's my secret fear is that when things finally topple over and we're all being hunted and black bagged like in V for Vendetta, it's either you submit to the government or we put your orgasm face
yeah,
all over the news.
your O face. We're sending your O face to all your relatives.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, the ultimate blackmail.
It could be possible.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but that's. I mean, I wouldn't go to therapy because I'd have to lie.
What do you
Otherwise,
mean?
well, they'd be like demanding that I go on some kind of medication because they'd be like, well, you're not as much a danger to yourself as you are to others. And then, yeah. So, because my conspiracy theories offer solutions.
Mm-hmm.
It's just no one wants to hear the solutions that I
Mm-hmm.
have.
I do. Fucking lay it out right now.
I mean, okay.
Therapy has started.
Yeah, this is so much cheaper. Thanks for you're a great therapist.
We could use a couch, but it is what it is.
um, well, how do you feel about Luigi?
I think he's a fucking hero.
Okay, then we're pretty much on the same page then.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I immediately got defensive when I had people be like, "Oh, he has a family and kids." It's like, no, I'm sure he does, but he and the policies he laid in place have led to an immeasurable number of deaths because the insurance system in America prioritizes profit over individual wellness. I have someone I went to high school with. She died of liver failure at like 27 because her insurance didn't fucking approve the surgery she needed. That should not happen,
That's violence.
right?
So anything you do in retaliation is self-defense.
Exactly.
It's like no one gets mad if you get violent when you're actively being stabbed in the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anything you do in that situation
Yeah.
is justified.
Yeah.
That's literally the situation we're in, just no one wants to acknowledge it. So
It's class warfare.
yeah.
It's so bad.
Yep. And I'm glad you said that because people think it's like that's how they part of how they keep us divided is like it's this political party or it's this political party. Like literally like this election and the last election, at least, probably further back, both sides ran on anyone but them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what pretty much the entire campaign was
I
anyone.
feel like the Democrats definitely did worse.
Well,
As someone who voted Democrat, it was not a proud vote because our entire I say our I have weird views. But the entire platform was just we're not Trump.
and I actually think the other side did it too. Like Trump basically ran on anyone except the establishment.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of the hate for Biden was semi manufactured. I don't think he was a great president. I don't have particularly good things to say about him or his policies. There were a few things done in the realm of like student loans, and Democrat is really a centrist party now. There's no true left representation in spite of like some cultural things here and there. But I feel like you're right. Both sides did have this whole like, I'm going to lynch this fucking puppet up here that represents the bad side. The bad
Yeah.
side is why you can't afford groceries. Let's get them together.
Yeah.
The biggest farce in all of American political history, for sure.
Yeah.
The wake of what the 2016 election could have been, we are still feeling the tremors of. The people spoke. They said, we don't want people that are going to keep what's going on going on. So that led us to Trump and Bernie. DNC said, no, no, no.
Yeah. This
It
completely
has to
shut
keep
down
going
Bernie.
on.
Yeah.
And so, like 8 years later, here we are.
Yeah. I think, and what I'm realizing, because you're right, it's just that he did run on some stuff, but I guess like a lot of the people I know that voted for him, the reason they voted is just because they hated Democrats so much.
We all had to take a shower immediately afterwards.
Yeah. It's like no one's happy about this. Like no one is happy about
Well,
this.
also it's again, it's false promises, which there's false promises on both sides. But the core issue is an entire disgruntled group of lower middle class, if there is a middle class anymore, and poverty ridden people that are just like absolutely fed up with the way things are working, that like we're required to adhere to a certain level of cognitive dissonance when like I'm not a huge fan of Biden's fucking Gaza policy, but I voted for him, and if he ran again, I'd probably vote for him again, just because I don't.
Just for the memes, because it'd be really funny.
Just for the memes. Let's go, Brandon. But I don't know, man. It sucks. It's not fun to have to pick and choose what things are more important to you than anything else.
And this is kind of where I was ultimately getting to, like kind of the larger
Mm-hmm.
point I'm trying to make is as a nation, we're talking about this and not how big business is fucking all of us.
Well, exactly. It's a game.
And I think that there is no democracy because it's all one house.
Yeah.
And we're like, I like this side. I like this side. It's like it's the same thing. It's the same. Like they're just like really good at puppeteering us against each other.
Oh, this last round was impressive.
Yeah.
You're telling me that the man who was supposed to drain the swamp in 2016 brought fucking dragons to his inauguration? Y'all are trying to get the water out of the swamp, and there is a dragon in the pond.
A big ass salamander.
Fucking a giant Game of Thrones dragon with Mark Zuckerberg's shitty curls. Another one with Jeff Bezos' bald ass head. Listen here, Bezos. There's no amount of money that can make your eye look normal.
Yeah. It's okay. So what's the solution to that? It's like there's only the system doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get to decide on policy. We don't make any decisions. We have no agency over this. You can vote with your dollar, and you can deny, defend, depose, and that's about it. That's really, I don't like that. Really, all I'm doing is making a prophecy. One of three things will happen. Either things will continue to get worse and worse, and the middle class will shrink to nothing, as it's already pretty much done.
What's the Charles Schwab quote? You will own nothing and be happy.
Yeah. Yep. God, what a creepy guy. That guy's fucking weird. Yeah, so either this continues to get worse, the government starts doing its job, like starts regulating the shit and stops fucking us all the time, or people take things into their own hands. Like we were rioting not only here, but in Hong Kong, in Australia, in the UK, like some pretty serious riots were going on in 2019 and
Oh,
early
there's protests
2020.
all around the world right now.
Really?
Oh yeah, our media is censoring the fuck out of it.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
when
I know about Sri Lanka and like the farmer revolt.
did you see the Germany one?
Mm-mm.
Germany's had massive record-breaking levels of protests that I believe happened after Elon appeared over a Zoom call at a far right rally in Germany.
And now Germany is having a little mini civil war,
No,
little
no, the
culture war over there.
basically a culture war. The implications of it are a little bit more nuanced than like we're angry at Elon, but a lot of the problems that we're seeing are the echoes of that are happening on a much larger global scale, where it's like you have a completely disenfranchised, again, lower middle class, and you have groups of individuals that lean towards far right methodology as an answer to those issues. And so when populism just like happens, that's what it produces. And that's why we're seeing these echoes of similar historical events just repeated on an exponentially larger scale than before.
Hmm. Yeah, he. I hate him.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I used to dig it. I thought he was cool. I thought he was not such a bad guy. I was like, he's making electric cars. He's trying to go to space. What could be wrong? No, dude, he's a huge piece of shit.
So, I'm sure it's the same thing for you, but like I've known people that hated
Mm-hmm.
him
Mm-hmm.
for a long time, like
I
years and
feel like we're
years.
about to connect on this.
Yeah, for me, and this is
Mm-hmm.
funny. It's like a funny reason, but I didn't like. I wasn't like a fanboy, but I didn't like really see what the issue was
Mm-hmm.
until he said it is not based to kill CEOs. And literally that is what did it for me, where
There
I'm
you
like,
go.
fuck you.
Hey
Like
man,
you could have just not said anything.
no, he can't. He has to say something. He literally spent billions of dollars so that everyone could make sure they saw him saying something.
Yeah. And that's I think one of my biggest complaints is
Mm-hmm.
um
The death of Twitter.
he's somehow figured out how to be like because he knows how quick the media cycle is.
Mm-hmm.
He's somehow figured out a way to like always be in the news all the time.
Yeah,
Like if it's not good, it's bad. Or if it's
he
not good
he
press, it's bad
he
press.
bought his way into our consciousness.
Yeah,
There
it's
is
not
enough
good.
money to do that, apparently.
I really don't like that. I really don't
Mm-hmm.
like that everywhere I look, there's
So
something
that
about
was
him.
up until very recently. That was my beef with both Elon and Trump. It's like if you're talking about it, you're giving it power. Like shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like we'll do what we have to. Clearly, that didn't work.
Actually, I think that's entirely why it happened,
Mm-hmm.
is because the left wouldn't shut the fuck up about, I mean, both sides wouldn't shut the fuck up about Trump like all the time, all day, every day.
I
And
mean,
it's like this, he would not be the fucking egregore that he is if people just wouldn't pay fucking attention to him. I don't think he ever would have gotten that
mm-hmm.
position to begin with. Now that he's president, it's a little different, right?
For
But
sure, I do feel like there's a little elements of both that need to be carefully balanced there. Jon Stewart went on a very good rant on the Daily Show that talks about how we have to be more responsible as a people, and him and his peers in the media not treating every single thing he does like it's the end of the world. Because like if you cry wolf 1,000 times, like I don't think there's any fucking wolves,
yeah,
and then we all get eaten.
and there's plenty of things to point at without lying.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Mm-hmm.
it's like if you lie, you just made everything you said
Mm-hmm.
discredible. But it's like there's plenty of things you could like legitimately point to.
Mm-hmm. So I do believe that we do need to critically analyze what's happening to make sure we're not throwing up our hands and freaking out at the smallest things. But at the same time, left unchecked, him with Elon's hand up his puppet ass and whoever else is paying for it that we don't know can do some damage. And already have done some damage.
Maybe. I mean, maybe you're right. I just don't know. I don't know if
Well,
people
that's
have
the
ever
thing. I'm
been
not
in that
trying to act.
position.
I'm not trying to act like I know, but I also have flipped over into. I don't think my voice is valuable, but I do think that I have a responsibility politically to just like engage in conversations with these things, find a place to stand on, find a reason to stand on it, because to not interact with politics to a certain point is a privilege.
You're making a really good point. That
Because
yeah,
if I could say, I'm not going to vote, fuck it, the shit's broken, I hate everything, but I can exist within that space and not have it affect me too much. My reproductive rights are going to be taken away.
mm.
My ability to transcend class from like low income areas up into better branches of living isn't in danger because I'm already here.
I see what you're saying.
I the larger things that play, you could say like politics doesn't affect anything, or you could say everything is political because like certain societal decisions have led to the entire domino effect that puts us here and puts any other fucking white dudes in front of a microphone and a camera.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was just about to say like I never wanted to do I specifically didn't
Uh-huh.
want to talk politics
Uh-huh.
on the show until I realized you cannot talk philosophy without getting into these kind of subjects.
Yeah.
It's like literally impossible.
And the issue is part of it is people should be able to talk about their beliefs and not have it affect each other's opinions. But we're getting to like this divisive razor's edge of politics and policy where neither of us knows how to fix it. And I'm not going to act like I know how to fix it, but I am going to be semi passionate about things that I believe will make it better because we have people's fucking rights and livelihood on the line.
Yeah. No, you're making a lot of good points that it is a it is a privileged thing to say just don't get
I
involved
don't
with
feel
it.
like I have too much at stake because my gender and sexuality exist, allegedly, according to the government. I have a lot of friends and people that I love that, even though that was just like a statement made by the administration for the political element of it, and for a couple fucking Jethros who never even thought about going to college to just be like, yeah, you're right. But that does, it affects the societal air around whether or not people can feel safe and belong. And that's why it's dangerous.
You do have to we all have to be talking about it and understanding because it is our plight. It's the situation
In
we're in.
in order
And
for everyone, sorry,
if you're in a position where
yeah,
you don't have to do that, like or think that it's not necessary, that's incorrect because it is necessary. You're making a really good point there.
cool, thank you, I appreciate it. I used to not really want to say one way or the other, but again, I don't have as much at stake,
Hmm.
and that's kind of how I feel.
I feel like, and maybe I'll change my opinion as
I'm also not
I
trying to ask you
mature.
to. I value your opinion
Oh,
and whatever you bring to the
I didn't
table.
think you
Yeah,
were.
okay, yeah,
I was
yeah,
just prefacing what I'm
yeah,
about to say
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's not good.
Okay, bring it on.
Uh,
Sips beer.
I might change my stance on this as I
Mm-hmm.
mature and get older.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, I do know what the solution is. It's
Mm-hmm.
just not anything. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've seen Dune? Are you a Dune head? Yeah, actually, we talked about this. You're reading the books too.
I've read Dune and Dune Messiah.
Okay, so we're in the same place. I started what is it, God Emperor? The third one.
Is he the worm yet?
No.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
I like how we all know, but we just have no idea how it
It's because of that
happens.
hilarious book cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like terrible purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the Golden Path.
Mm-hmm.
It's but it's I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I mean, I know what we should do, but none of you are gonna like it. That's where I feel like.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, maybe I'll change my mind on that.
I mean, I'm assuming though it's like violent revolution, right? That's kind of what your rhetoric is danced around.
Yeah, and also that and self-sufficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it also can't look like an organized like mob of people. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're not going to overthrow the government. That's never
Mm-hmm.
going to happen. It's more than the government. Like it's like a global connection of governments that all kind of work together.
It's a global connection of corporations.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's too big for us to,
Mm-hmm.
but what we can do is force them to represent us, like the Boston Tea Party. And
Mm-hmm.
the best way to do this is not actually like killing a bunch of people, it's hurting their money, like infrastructure,
Mm-hmm.
things like that.
Mm-hmm. So if we found a way to take the money out of politics, that would change policies. And if they got their paychecks cut off, then they would be even more desperate for the positions they have, which would potentially inspire them to actually care about the people that vote for them and elect them and push things in that direction.
Exactly. We have
Yeah.
to force people to take care of people,
Mm-hmm.
or at least not to like try and kill us and make us wage slaves and control the world all the time.
That's basically what my ideas for reformation have centered around are two things. It's find a way to get the money out of politics so that the actual votes matter more, and then overhauling education, like
Yeah,
the opposite of what we're doing right now.
education is the most important thing, and it's got the least funding.
Because no offense to who anyone voted for, but there's a lot of critical thinking skills and even a lack of empathy to a certain extent that like can cause certain decisions. And I think if we had better educated with an emphasis on critical thinking in our entire system, we would, I'm not even going to like act like we could have affected past elections differently, but that's what we need. We need people not only thinking about what's best for them right now or who they're angry at, we need our vote is the smallest increment of control we have over our future.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
and this again, this is in a perfect world.
hmm,
The last 20 years, any change that's happened has either been like a slight move towards it being better or a slight move towards it being worse.
yeah, I guess
We're
so.
still living in the shadow of Reaganomics, is my
And
point.
and also like it's really easy for me to feel like it's really bleak.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there's a lot of external like pressure to make us feel that way.
Everyone's telling you how terrible it is.
But on the other end of that, things are better than they have ever been in terms of
Mm-hmm.
quality of life.
Mm-hmm. No,
Things are great.
I mean, if people want to bring up documents that the country was founded on, we deserve life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Like that's a good idea.
Yeah. I'm a big believer in what America is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, um, I have completely abandoned and given up hope in the government
Mm-hmm.
entirely, which
Mm-hmm.
is why I'm so like, fuck the government.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm done playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in change. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think y'all are ever going to represent
Mm-hmm.
us. So I think the solution is for us to build a community and
Mm-hmm.
do this shit ourselves because
Mm-hmm.
we can't wait around for them to do it. So like, I mean, you've done a lot for the community here. Like
Oh,
you
thank you.
have, yeah, like more than anyone I can think of, man. Like
I
I really
appreciate that.
appreciate that about you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah.
I do think that we're social creatures and we need a certain sense of camaraderie and something to build towards and be a part of. Thankfully, with music just being the lifeblood of what makes Nashville tick, it's easy to do that and just either build your own boat and grab some people on. But it's even cooler just to like watch things just grow out of like sprinkled seeds here and there.
Yeah, man.
I love it here. And I do feel like even though politically and financially things are very dire right now, or at least it feels like it's very dire, I do think along with activism and along with educating yourself on what's going on, you also deserve to create and lean into your art more than ever before, because the only way we're going to be able to convince everyone that we have to reignite and re-understand the base level of humanity that's required for society to function is to make things that make them feel human again.
Yeah. Yeah. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
And we need like communal living and just like looking out for each other.
For
Just
sure.
like
I hear everyone on like the commune ideas and or the like branching off into smaller groupings of things that function better. And I don't think it's a bad idea. It's just hard for me to visualize with how intertwined with technology all of society has become.
yeah. I, yeah, that's true. It's
There's
a little
certain that yeah, again, it's not a bad idea. It's just like we can't just like copy and paste these semi-tribal ideas into the current climate.
yeah. We're
Because
not
like
adapted for that.
we all live in different states with different laws, but it doesn't really feel like that sometimes. And also, if you travel enough, you're seeing the same fucking gas stations and fast food chains and just the outlets with the malls, and it just it looks like someone copy and pasted everything all over the world, or
Yeah.
at least in America,
It do be like that.
except for Ohio. Ohio kind of looks like it's still loading. I'm sorry.
It's still rendering.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that was part of America. That's like a foreign country as far as I'm
Mm-hmm.
concerned.
Well, it's really just a meme now.
Stop sending Ohio aid. We need that in America.
Oh my god.
Ohio's fine. I like Columbus.
I like Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a fun city. Played several gigs there. Shout out Northside Yacht Club. Got some bomb ass fucking vegan chili cheese tots.
Hell yeah.
This is the future the left wants.
What's your favorite venue you played not in Nashville?
Great question. The Cave in Durham, North Carolina.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. It's not an actual cave like the cave that's in. I'm thinking of the caverns.
Yeah.
It's not an actual cave like the caverns in Pelham, Tennessee, which is a much bigger, cooler venue. But the cave is a richly historic underground punk leaning rock venue that's in Durham that was just like cool to play.
Nice.
And I still remember the night I played there, I was feeling good about the show. I was playing in a glam band, felt good about my fit. And I posted on my Instagram story that I was there. And then Thomas Eric from the Fall of Troy responded to my Instagram story and was like, that's a cool spot. Always loved playing there. And I was like, thanks, man. I'm excited. And so I was on tour, playing a cool venue, and my guitar hero, god, idol thing made me play guitar and be who I am, or was at least a huge component in that, was in my DMs.
That makes a lot of sense. I fucking love Fall of Troy.
Oh,
so
I do
much.
too. It's top 5 forever.
Did you see him at Dark Matter?
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, me either.
Rachel had some kind of sickness or issue that there was no like, like she didn't make me do anything, but like I wanted to stay home and I wanted to be there for her. So I don't think I got tickets to that. I have seen them 3 or 4 times since I've lived here in the last decade that I've lived here.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Thomas, Eric, and I also went out drinking one night.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
We bar hopped.
Where'd y'all go?
Everywhere.
Were you like the guide, or did you know Nashville?
I was the designated drunk driver. I'm sorry, it happens. But I was the one who was responsible for getting us from point A to point B multiple times. I believe it's Lakeside Lounge now, but what was it before? Edgefield, right? East Side Edgefield.
I actually don't know.
Pretty sure we did Edgefield, Crying Wolf, Old Red for some reason. Lucky's 3-star used to be something else. I think it was Tin Dog. Definitely hit there. Okay. Maybe we did go to Lucky's. We wound up at Santa's for some reason.
That's always how Santa's is. How did we get here?
Well, not only that, but it's like at that point in time, I didn't enjoy karaoke. Like I sing in the band. I get it, but the part of the spectrum I'm on is just so if I'm going to sing, I have to be prepared for it. Like if I'm pulling up a karaoke song, I'm going to go into the bathroom and sit in the stall and listen to it just to make sure I'm going to do it right. Because I don't want to embarrass myself. And the first time I'm singing public karaoke in 5 or 6 years is with one of my idols. And I have no idea what I'm going to pick.
Oh, shit. What'd you decide on?
Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone.
Fuck yeah.
The only thing that was wrong is I had no idea how many. I know.
It's like 17.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And the text going across the screen did a terrible job of preparing me.
It just says I don't know when this stops.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I was off by a couple items. And then the night ended with me dropping him off where he was staying. We'll never forget this. Yay had just come out. Or like the I Hate Being Bipolar, It's Awesome Kanye record. And we were both screaming the lyrics to the first song. Like surreal, out of worldly experience.
That's awesome.
Like whatever fucking energetic universal vibrations that took me from listening to his music alone at home on my computer to sitting in a car with him singing songs that we both loved. There's no words.
It's like a DMT trip when you meet your gods. Yeah.
Or when I've done large amounts of ketamine, those are the things that I remind myself and be like, you're doing all right.
Hey,
things aren't that bad.
Yeah. That day, it's pretty cool.
Thanks, ketamine. I would like to be able to walk again, please. See you next time. If ketamine had an animal fairy mascot, what would it be? Not a horse. That's too easy.
Oh, damn.
Can't be a horse.
That's a good question.
So, like, Absinthe has a green fairy. What does ketamine have? What flies?
Like what color?
Or just, I don't know. What do you think of visually?
I think ketamine is like, either like it's not quite like motherly. It's like a trip sitter, like a friendly, like everything's okay.
It's a trip sitter that also happens to be your weird uncle that you're fine with. You've got a good relationship with him, but he's not allowed around all the kids alone.
Oh no. Oh no.
He's fine. He learned from his mistakes.
Ketamine is like a bad, touchy uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Ketamine is like your uncle who's been divorced twice and is still getting it together. He works at Lowe's. He's trying real hard.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
just a nice guy. And he's cool. He's got a lot of wisdom to offer.
Holy shit.
But you don't need to hang out too much.
It's like you're too young to understand that this is weird.
Mm-hmm.
But in the back of your head, you're like, am I okay?
I don't know if I want to hang out with Uncle K again.
Oh my god. I'll process this in 10 years. Holy shit. Yeah, that's I think that's the ketamine theory.
Thank you. I've seen it do a lot of good. I've also seen it do a lot of bad. My favorite story, I'm not going to name this person, but when it was still new in some circles, didn't have anything else to do. So it's like booze is all gone, night's getting over. It's like, what do we want to do? I got some ketamine. Cool, let's try it. Tiny bumps, tiny bumps, tiny bumps. Person who hasn't been in the room comes in. I have a line that I'm chopping out to share to people. They did the whole line.
Oh shit.
One of those like no moments where like you watch it happen and you just know your entire evening has changed. This person is not in danger as long as I am with them and making sure they operate no motor vehicle, don't try to cook anything in the kitchen, just drink water and watch TV, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like sit still. Yeah. I get like really cool closed eye pictures.
That's
I'm not,
interesting.
like,
I've never
myself.
had visuals.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if it was like a mixture of things because I haven't done it a lot. So I don't know if it was like a mix with other things. But yeah, I got like really cool, like very like more than usual, like detailed mental images that I was not projecting. They were just like appearing, you know?
It was me. I was just like
he was doing a light show.
I at one point in time was convinced that I accidentally destroyed 20 grand worth of crypto while I was in a K hole and decided to try to move some things across blockchain. No. Thankfully it was okay. That was a weird experience.
I mean, you're so dissociated. Like what was it? How did you feel?
I didn't.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Until it was over.
that makes sense. Where you're not feeling anything.
It's just like it's like the World of Warcraft South Park guy, just like why don't I see the number again?
You see any good movies in 2024?
I feel like I did, but
Dune 2.
Dune 2 is incredible.
Yeah.
Are we talking specifically 2024 movies or just movies in 2024?
I guess, yeah, let me change the question.
Yeah.
Have you seen any good movies lately?
Have you seen The Menu?
I don't think so.
Oh, you would love The Menu. No spoilers. Kind of absurdist. Definitely economic and class-based satire. Also satire of the food industry, Michelin star style restaurants, super small portions, super abstract food.
Okay.
No context. Just watch it.
Cool. I gotta also check out that Robert Pattinson one you're telling me about.
I haven't seen that one yet either, but I would like to.
Yeah. I like Parasite.
Parasite blew me away.
I really like Snowpiercer.
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably up there with one of my favorite movies.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Big Ari Aster fan too.
But was afraid?
Oh dude. I think I saw that last year.
Did you see it in theaters?
No.
Seeing the Dick Monster in a theater full of people that had no idea it was coming. Uh, top 10 experience.
Hell yeah.
And I don't know if my fiance will ever forgive me for bringing that up. No context, just like, yes, the dude who did Midsummer. It's going to be so good. Do you like Spring Breakers?
I don't think I've seen that.
Um, James Franco, Selena Gomez, a couple other popular lower 20s white girls at the time. A couple other more famous ones that I'm going to sound like an asshole for not remembering, but it's what is that dude's name? Director of Gummo, also directed the Travis Scott movie that came out a couple years ago that's all in infrared.
Whoa. I don't know about any of
Okay.
this.
So fun fact, Spring Breakers was the first A24 movie to come out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Anthony Harmony Korine, that's it.
Oh shit.
That's the director's name.
Oh,
Harmony
okay.
Korine. Yeah.
Isn't he from here?
Gummo was filmed here. Yeah.
Harmony, I think, was from here.
And he did Trash Humpers.
Yes. That's the guy.
And that was filmed in Nashville.
That's the energy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what Spring Breakers is. All right.
No, Spring Breakers it's a group of girls in late high school or early college, maybe, who all they want to do is go to spring break, but they can't afford it. So they rob a gas station with guns.
As you do.
As you do. And they go out to wherever their Florida spring break is, run into James Franco, who is a riff-raff style rapper character and drug dealer, takes them under his wing, and all sorts of antics ensue. The primary antagonist is none other than Gucci Mane himself.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of so there's a narrative, but like a lot of the film is just these like slow pans of attractive American youth just partying their fucking asses off while Skrillex is blasting. It's just such a snapshot of where we feel like culture was at in the mid 2010s.
Okay.
Just like the grossest mirror reflection of like what it looks like and feels in the moment, but also the things that are around it to make it happen. I love it.
I've got to check that out.
Some people hate it. I mean, objectively, some things about it are terrible.
Well, I think Requiem of a Dream is a good movie, but I hate that movie.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I don't want to feel like that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
How dare you make me feel like that?
Yeah. But like that being said, I think it's like a good piece of art. It's just not for me. So yeah, I think that even if I hate it, that'd probably be an experience for sure.
No, I think everyone should watch it. It's also not for everyone, but.
Did you see the Dune series, Dune Prophecy?
No, but I want to. Where do you stand on it?
I loved it.
Okay, good.
I thought it was great.
Good. That's all I needed was another Dune head to be like, it's good, you know.
Yeah, we watched it. I watched it with Will from Karma Vulture.
Hell yeah.
And Chance from Catch Fire. We watched it every week as it came out.
Sick.
And that was like, you remember the Game of Thrones experience, like watching that live?
Vividly.
It was like that. I got that feeling, especially because it is very Game of Thrones. Where like part of the appeal was watching it with friends and like speculating on what's gonna happen.
I miss that. It's kind of cool to have like a group of the week who you watch things with, like anyone else in relationships, like watching media with your partner is just like a thing you do, and you can articulate and muse things together. But if there's like an extra element of just like, oh, this is an event, I've got so and so coming over, like get popcorn, whatever, that kind of adds to the fanfare of it.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I did that with a show, but have you been watching Severance?
No, that's the Apple TV one, right?
Yeah.
someone like just told me about this on the podcast like last week. At first I heard of it, but yeah, sounds awesome.
It's incredible.
I think the plan is I'm gonna do the Apple TV free trial.
You should.
And watch all of it, and then not renew my subscription.
While you have Apple TV, you should focus on that and watch Mythic Quest.
Okay.
Mythic Quest is great. Written by Rob McElhenney, or however the fuck you say his name, and Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny. Yeah, it's them writing it. And then, have you seen Community?
Community.
Donald Glover.
Oh, yeah.
Joel.
I knew that I knew the name.
So Abed from Community, Danny Putty is in it too. And it's the character and It's Always Sunny who started out as a preacher and then fell in love with Dee, and his life has just fallen apart throughout the whole series. Cricket.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. He's in it too as like a functioning human being role, but it's great. It's kind of Silicon Valley-esque, but without being as full of itself. It's about a game company who has made a World of Warcraft type game and just what the lives of their programmers are like. Rob plays their over egotistical CEO who is full of himself, but also like super insecure. I don't know. It's just good.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Cool. When I get the trial, I'll do Severance and Mythic Quest.
Yeah, in that order.
So I meant to ask you this earlier and then didn't, and then we ended up where we're at.
What better time than now?
The rabbit hole. But what is Holy Ghost about?
Oh, yeah. That's important. So Holy Ghost is a song about the frenzied nature of addiction and how it can affect your livelihood, both from a relationship standpoint. Like, you can be addicted to a person, you can be addicted to a religion, you can be addicted to anything. Obviously, substance is included in that category, but it's just about the roller coaster ride of like what that feels like at various points in the addiction cycle.
Damn.
The Holy Ghost element is really taken from a kind of ironic twist of like just sprinkling a little Southern religious guilt into the whole thing. And then I think my favorite lyrical phrase in the whole piece is like what the song closes on. It's going to be really funny when I can't remember this now. I'm trying to bring it up to you. Once is choosing, twice is losing. Now she's in my head. Once we're losing, vice is bruising. Now she's in my bed.
Fuck.
It's like if you're truly addicted, that initial just like thought is gonna lead you there. You just have to be strong enough to just roll it off.
Damn. Man. It is funny how like love ache and addiction are like the same thing.
Well, at its
they
core,
feel the same.
Yeah, for sure. At its core, addiction is developed by the inner feeling of emptiness that stems from not feeling like we're enough. And so we like this chemical because it makes us feel good. We like this person because they make us feel good. It's the illusion that we need things outside of ourselves to be whole and to be happy. And because that's a chase that is led by a carrot that's hollow on a string in front of your face the whole time, you're not going to get anything out of it.
Yeah.
Anything external to you, you have to seek as an extension of yourself, but not as something that's going to repair you. That's my responsibility, to be like the best version of myself I can be before I start trying to add in things on top of it.
And that's I like the way you tied that into community and like how it affects those around you.
Mm-hmm.
because like I mean, we've all seen it destroy people we love.
Oh,
And it also
definitely firsthand.
makes it also impossible
Mm-hmm.
to work with
Mm-hmm.
or be in a relationship with.
Taylor Tomlinson, I think that's her name. She has a very great stand-up bit that is centered on mental health, but I think it could be applied to just a wide array of things that we deal with in our daily lives and just kind of the notion of keeping our shit together. It's hard. Waking up every day is hard. Going to work is hard. Calling your parents is hard. Like it's all hard, but it's things we have to do to kind of keep ourselves tethered to our existence and our narrative and being people. Like it's just a part of being a person. But she talks about how not doing what you need to take care of your mental health, regardless of whether that's therapy, meditation, medication. Everyone's different. There's no cure all for any single human being. Everybody's going to get there differently. But not taking care of yourself and your needs before interacting with everything else that's going on, or at least not trying to learn how, is like going to a public pool and jumping in the deep end when you don't know how to swim and you didn't bring your fucking floaties.
That's how.
So now we're all just like, well, somebody's got to do something.
Yeah, it's like stretching yourself so thin that you become a burden. Yeah. My mom, that's my mom.
Yeah.
Like she's the sweetest, most loving, like my mom is the best person I've ever met. And she's so self-sacrificing that she doesn't take care of herself and ends up being like, it's like that's fine if I mean it's fine if you just don't give a fuck how the people around you actually feel. It's like no one wants to, like, you become a burden on those around you.
Oh, for sure. If your entire life is service to others and not yourself, then eventually you become a disservice to others because you didn't service yourself, and now other people have to help.
Yeah, and like when you have that, like I think of it like there's like an abyss, and it's like addiction, especially like from trauma, is like this hole that you're constantly trying to fill, and it's an empty void that never fills, and you can't actually like be in a healthy committed relationship with somebody if you're going through that, and that becomes like a thing beyond just being in like a romantic relationship, like friendships.
It's an empty hole that's filled with the shadow of whatever caused it, and until you try and confront it and shine light on it, it might not ever fill back up all the way. But then at least if you can clear it out, put a light in it, clear out some of the cobwebs, then whoever you bring in, it's like, hey, you're really cool, I like you. If we're going to hang out, I need you to notice this hole in my lower abdomen. You can look at it. It's there. We both know it's there, but let's not pay it too much attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something Neef actually said one time that like I've been thinking about is alcohol makes it hard to like know somebody or like be in a relationship with them. Like that one in particular, I feel like is you're just not in relationships. Like all the relationships are really shallow, and not only is it hard to know someone like that, it's hard to get people to know who you are, I guess.
So I agree, but I also think that kind of leads into, like, again, with the conversation around addiction and trying to fill holes, there's a certain level of diving into a substance where you lose the benefits of what small amounts of that substance in a healthy relationship can lead to.
Yeah, I meant with abuse.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
alcoholism.
I agree with you. If I'm meeting dudes at a bar regularly and we're just getting absolutely slammered, there's zero personal connection happening. But
Yeah.
if I'm
Yeah.
sharing a glass of whiskey and having a conversation with a friend that I haven't seen in 5 years, and we're taking this moment to open up, connect, and enjoy something, that's made better by the literal spirit that I'm drinking.
Right. It can actually
Yeah,
enhance it.
those things are called spirits for a reason. I like Hamilton Morris's of Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. I like his idea that there is no bad drug. It's ultimately people's relationship with that drugs that create people's relationship with the drug that creates any negative issues.
Yeah.
To be fair, heroin is a bad drug. Fentanyl is a bad drug.
Well, it's like
crack
saying,
is a bad drug.
it's kind of like saying like lava isn't bad, but if you drink it, it's bad.
Lava isn't bad, but if you stick your dick in it, best 5 seconds of your life. It's hot.
It's very hot.
Mm-hmm.
Lava. It's like isn't there like a lava lady on? Not Lava Girl. That's weird. Like a lava lady on Adventure Time.
The Fire Princess.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
She's fire.
That's the one Finn eventually ends up with. It never works out with Bubblegum.
Huh. That's like Naruto, Sakura.
I haven't watched Naruto.
That's such a lame reference for
No,
me.
I appreciate the fuck out of it. Thank you. Thank you for dropping a hardcore anime reference.
He's like chasing this one girl who's chasing this guy. And there's this other girl who the whole time is like, I made you this lunch. And he's like, has no idea she's there. And it's like they end up together, and it's like that's so much better than
That's how the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie should have gone. Fuck Mary Jane. He needed to stay with the girl that was the daughter of his landlord.
Oh,
the one that like
yeah.
made him brownies. Yeah, she's the real hero.
God.
She's the hero.
She is. Also the dad, the landlord, also the only landlord that's ever been like not a piece of shit.
Also, Bonesaw. Bonesaw is ready. I just think about playing the Spider-Man video game on my GameCube and hearing that over and over and over again.
Is that the one that had what's his name narrating it?
Probably.
That was Spider-Man 2. Bruce Campbell.
That was Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Good times.
The hardest I've ever laughed at a thing in the video game was when me and a middle school friend were playing Spider-Man 2 and something happened and my web snapped and I fell off a building and it became this weird contorted Gary's mod thing and I bounced off the ground and was shot all across New York.
Whoa.
Just a weird random glitch that was hilarious.
It sounds like the start to one of those really bad creepypastas. That's like, and the cartridge was possessed. So Mario came onto the screen and he had bleeding eyes.
Oh, like the have you read the Pokemon ones, like about the evil cartridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's
like
good.
It's always they like find it at a yard sale. It's like Pokemon Z.
I found this Game Boy in my grandmother's grave and thought it would be fine, but little did I know.
Yeah. They always get like sucked into it.
It's just like the egg thing that fucking Tim Robinson is playing on I Think You Should Leave in the Office.
Yeah.
I've never gotten this far.
Oh my god, the egg game. Dude, I fucking love that show. I hope it gets
You can't look
season.
at porn at work. You should be able to look at a little porn at work. Oh, it's so good.
Well, Michael, thanks for being here once again.
Thank you for having me.
For like your 6th, 7th appearance, something like that.
Always happy. We've got more singles coming out. I would love to do more for that or do it for any reason.
Yeah, literally anytime. Yeah, bring some of the Sky Daddy or Young Robot Boys or Sky Daddy boys.
I keep trying. They are elusive. I will eventually bring someone here with me, even if I have to blindfold them and kidnap them.
Our minds were in the same place on that.
What if we did an entire podcast episode where we're pretending to make them join a cult? Just like no context. We've got their ears covered, camera set up. There's like a half-eaten pineapple pizza and a goat skull. And nothing else.
Let's take the joke way too far and like get a shipping container and bury it in the desert and then had just like pipe in air.
I've got access to shipping containers. I unloaded one on Saturday.
Okay, well, we got a plan.
Handshake on it.
Alice, Holy Ghost, go check out Holy Ghost. We'll see you next week.